A big story tonight, Rogers State University's softball team is on the national radar.
Well, they are the talk of the town and the state and the country.
Hillcats head coach Andrea Vaughn told her team, we have all the pieces we need to go win a national title.
Trying to build programs over here from the ground up and to finally break through and win a national championship, I think it just speaks volumes of what our university, our athletic department, this community, really proud for.
Hi, I'm Jaylan Gibson. I'm absentee Shawnee Creek, Cherokee, Sac and Fox, and Seminole.
Talk about her as a kid. What kind of kid was she?
She was active. She wasn't, I don't think she was overly active, but she was pretty, always wanting to do something, run around, always wanted to play sports, I guess you could say. Picking up the ball or playing soccer, so soccer was her first sport.
One of my earliest memories was really loving soccer, being able to go out and just do something that was outside of being in the house. I really loved going into soccer to softball because my first team was with my family. I really felt like I really connected to softball through family just because I had tons of uncles, aunts, grandpas, and grandmas that had played. A love of the game with my family transitioned into, hey, like, I really enjoy this sport. Like, everything about it's like really competitive, and I enjoy just being out there.
She was a very hard worker. It was always just, she had to work a little bit harder.
People's not watching you, is what are you doing, right? And that was her, constantly hitting, doing something, wanting to play catch, wanting to get off the tee.
And I think that kind of groomed her into what she is now, is that, nothing was easy.
I was going hard for a ball in basketball and had tweaked it, and then soccer took the last leg. I was running as hard as I can to a soccer ball and get it out of bounds, and I slipped.
Right when we walked into the doctor, he checked her, didn't do anything, just checked her knee and said it's tore ACL. I think at that moment was the air was taken out of the room, right?
I didn't want to believe it when it happened. It was a gut punch right away because I've taken many falls in basketball and soccer where I'm just like, wow, I didn't get hurt, I'm fine. So for me to fall like that and not be able to get back up was hard.
We seen in her and just listening to her drive kind of went down at a point of she actually questioned continuing playing. It's just not going to be the same. I'm losing it. I'm falling behind now. I've lost that year.
Mentally, it took me out for a little bit. I would say definitely that summer.
As she started getting better and healing and started feeling better, she went back and played soccer her junior year, which we were real skeptical on because that's where she blew it.
I really just prayed that I would get right back into it like it was nothing, because I wanted to go to that next level. And so when that happened, in coming back, I was like, wow, it's not that easy. That is a lot of work that I had put into it. And so I had spent that next year and a half, again, also losing that extra length of recruiting period to this injury that I was hoping that was not going to hold me back as long as it did. And at one point I did try to go JUCO, or I even thought about going a different route. Maybe softball wasn't the end goal for me.
As they got older, I would tell them, I'm not gonna force you to work out no more. I'm not gonna force you to go do things. If you want to do it, you come to me and tell me, and we'll go do it. So I kind of put it back on them. And she did. She came, we started hitting. We started, then she started getting that, we could see the fire getting reignited, I guess you could say. It wasn't until the state tournament After the state tournament, they got beat. You know, it was walking out. One of the coaches came up, our high school coach, and said that, you know, Rogers State wants her to come out for a visit that week. Now, the story behind Rogers State is just 10 minutes from our house. We went to the visit, did the visit, was walking out of the coach's office and walking out of the stadium. She stops us and says she thinks she's going to commit. So then we turn around and walk back to the coach.
So it was funny that, you know, I spend all this time with my family in the summers, going to national teams and playing everywhere in the nation, and to know that that was going to be my home for the past 4 years is kind of crazy. Getting recruited like that was a different route for sure, but I felt like it was truly meant to be because they also got to see me continue to work hard for that.
All of a sudden, they've been injected with some life. Grounded toward third. Good throw by Gibson, 1 out.
Gibson has a gun, doesn't she?
Yeah, she really does. Shown it off a couple times.
And I think by week 3, we were in the top 25 charts. And, you know, we never left it at that point. We stayed up and we kept climbing and we kept climbing. I think we went as high as number 2.
You just kind of felt like, again, that it was going to be like a special season. Everything kind of clicked, and then even there for a while, there was a lull.
Like she said, we kind of had to lull, and then we started losing some games at the end. But even the games we were losing, we were still climbing in rankings.
I think even going mid-season and going through some losses, we still had really good at-bats, or we had really good plays, and, you know, some things just doesn't go our way. And, you know, going into conference, we had lost a couple, so now we were considered, you know, an underdog.
And I think that loss kind of stirred up the water a little bit, I say, and then kind of got them back fired up going, so.
And I'm not surprised how well we did. It was just still crazy to think about that it actually happened.
You know, I don't care who they throw at us, you know, we're hitting, we're playing, we're on, ready to get it started, so.
We did sit there and, you know, tell ourselves, oh my gosh, you know, now we're going to get here, we're going to start sputtering some. They were down 5-0. The teammate before Jaylan had a 2-run home run, and then Jaylan came up to bat. Just like that, in a matter of, you know, 2 pitches, we're back into the ball game.
Romanog with an attempt to bunt for a hit. Gibson flashes the leather at third base. Sacrifice complete. Or at least she moves the runner. I guess it'll probably be scored a sacrifice, but.
Jaylan had just made the second out on a routine ball to third. She gets the out, so there's your 2 outs. So then it's like, you know, at that point, if they're hitting, I just let them hit it wherever it is, just get this over with.
Like, we're almost there, like it's just 1 out, and I think that was like the longest out I've ever had to be in. And it was just a simple ground ball to our second baseman, again, something that was just routine. And
Complete game victory, just 1 run allowed. Here comes your final out. And here comes your celebration.
I wanted to start screaming and yelling as soon as she filled the ball. I was like, this is a ground ball she can make. And as soon as it hit her glove, I took off running. I was just like, she's going to catch this. This is right next to first.
job, you know. That was my vision for the program. And I said, why not Rogers State? And I said, we're gonna win a national championship.
Us having just a lot of Native girls on our team, Native girls can play at the top level ball, Native girls can be, you know, we are these role models for, you know, these little girls. These girls want something to look up to, and they want someone that's like them. Grew up knowing, you know, certain heritage and cultures that we've grown up, and learning that balance between who we are as Native people and then who we are like as athletes. I don't think any words can truly say how much my parents mean to me. They've pushed me more than I thought I could push myself, and I think, you know, learning that from them helped me push myself even harder. I wouldn't be the person I am today without them. And I hope I can continue to make them proud. I love you guys.